$8 random. You already know how the fuck I give it up, man. What's poppin', man? I want to go up this hill. There looks like some dope ass artwork over here. I'm gonna let everybody come in. What's going on, man? What's poppin'? Good morning, everybody. The fuck going on, man? I'm climbing this hill for motherfuckers. I got the fucking Hoka Bokas on, man. What's going on, everybody? So this is like a church, very spiritual joint right here. But look at the work, man. Look at the work. That's one thing I give Cali. They got a lot of, graffiti artists and just, artistic folk. That shit look dope. I already hit the joint. I did some, push-ups already. A little sit-up. I'm sweating balls. Um, was really good. Zay was popping, B. Look at that view ski, man. Motherfuckers be doing green screens to get what I get on a normality. Free 99 ski. What up, B? Hold this hug, man. How you, man? Good morning, man. Just doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start doing it this way because it's giving me so obviously folk need to know when you're in New York, if you don't have a whip, which is a smart thing, because you could take transportation everywhere. I was walking a lot. So coming here and being in the automobile every fucking, 5 minutes, this walk is needed. I'm back to Zay Dollar. I'm gonna start losing my weight. You know what I mean? And I already got my chest up. Yeah, hit that gym. But what up, B? Hope everything good, man. Hope everything good, man. How was your day yesterday? How you doing today, man? But what up, folk? What's going on, Mina? How you doing? Hello. How you doing, mama? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Look at this. I love stuff like this. 2012. That's about motherfucking 14 years on the ski. Yo, random. I'm gonna bring this up like maybe 3, 4 times, man. Y'all gotta check out that Kevin Durant Drake commercial. My son said, "Ooh, you playing for the abominable stone, man?" Like, yo, my son was wilding. He was like, "Yo, you trying to? I see you trying to get the Alaskan market, my Jeezy." Like, yo, funny as hell. And I think that's a huge reflection on life. Meaning, you could talk all your shit you want about Drake, but at least Drake is himself. At least he's not perpetrating. I'm doing good. I'm doing good today. Thanks, Mina, for asking. How are you today, Mina? We're gonna hit that part ski and then I'm gonna smoke and then we're gonna marinate. But once again, man, I guess this is why people gravitate to me because when you Brooklyn, New York, man. Now I'm in California. What's going on? I'm good, bro. How about you, homie? I'm doing good. Always good when you come in. Always good when I got my moderator. Always good. Like I say, I'm never gonna complain. Motherfuckers be like, nah, that can't be Zay. How this nigga always, yeah, man. When you survive shootings, when you survive stabbings, when you survive appendix hernia operations, when you survive New York in general, man, every other day is a happy day, B. I'm not on my, I'm not doing one of these no more. You know what I'm saying? I ain't holding this no more. So I'm happy, man. I am. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I never gonna complain because the way shit's set up is meant for you to complain. The way life is set up, it's meant for you to feel like, you're getting the lesser half of the stick. But forget your grandparents, which are the boomers. Let's look at our parents. Let's look at mama who worked, 40 years, 30 years already at that company. Let's think about mama who was 9 to 5 and overtime and doing all this, and she never complained. So collectively, I see what's happening, man. A lot of folk are complaining. A lot of people are, how can I say, we're almost manifesting this weird life that we keep saying is weird. It's gonna get weirder because there's too much energy and emphasis on the weirdness. You don't understand me? So, word, man. I'm just good to be here. We ticking, we outside. You know what I mean? The park is packed, and I'm just marinating. They got the kids playing, enjoying life like we should. But yeah, man. I think that's the semblance I bring to society is like, yo, man, not everything is supposed to be, complaining or feeling ourselves, right? Like we just got to put in that work. It is what it is. Our parents did it. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Because once again, they're not boomers. They the gen underneath, which is almost like the Gen X, like the forgotten, right? Folk that are 50 and up are the forgotten gen because we just, millennials or Gen Z, and we forget, yo, our parents was working the same fucking hours. In fact, these kids, what up, Tyrone? How you, man? Yo, folk need to understand, yo. I'm 44. My paycheck was 725, 750 an hour. I saw some guy was like, yo, you need to work 100 hours to get $2,000. Yo, family, we were working 40-hour weeks for 140. Think about it like that. 20 hours. What I did was I halved it. So basically, uh, 40 times 7. Let's just go 8. 40 times 8 is about 320. 320 after taxes and shit. This is every week. So to the folk that are getting, 1,000 a week, that's kind of lit. But, I know inflation. I know, things are happening. So it is what it is. But damn, man, we really used to do minimum wage for real, man. And didn't say nothing. Won't you please support me? What's going on, Vicky? I'm 23. I worked for that as well. You're just talking. Anthony the hater, man. B, how many times you come in my room and always hate? Yo, get off my dick, little nigga. You use the biggest fucking asshole out here, man, Anthony. You swear you talking your shit. You swear you lit. Go to somebody's page who's waving a gun and smoking weed. This ain't the page for you, nigga. This page, we talking real information. We talking about how does a human being that's working fucking 40, 60-hour weeks feel content with what they're doing. All you do is come on here and talk your little caca shit, and then you dip like a pussy. Use pussy, nigga. That's what the fuck you is. And I bet your father be telling you that too, nigga. Stop talking and start doing something, Anthony. I know a lot of Anthonys that are the same like you, pussy, nigga. Acting like you the bad man. Yo, what's going on, NAD? What up, Nene? So I wanted to come check this out, man. Remember this, y'all? Remember when your school would get together and y'all would do, you know what I'm saying? That's amazing, man. Remember these days? I'm gonna go smoke all the way down there because the kids, I always respect the kids. Man, there's no hate to all Anthony's. It's just that particular like a bitch, man. Look, I don't look, this is what I'm saying. I never understood somebody going on somebody else's page and then listening to what they're saying and then have to have a dumb opinion about it. Dude, just doom scroll. Get out of my shit. It's a simple process. Just get out of my joint, man, so I could go back on doing what I have to do. Everybody random, go check out that Drake, KD interview. That shit was lit, if you ask me. And we gonna get to this benches over here, man. I like those. Those were more in the shade, but what we're gonna do is just smoke here, and then we're gonna go sit over there, man. But what up, Nene? What's going on, Bradley? What, nigga? Yo, you kids are goofy, nigga. Stop recording kids. And then I said it like, yo, remember we used to do this? Like, why y'all so, yo, you know what's foul? Like, my son crib is probably messy as hell, bills unpaid, and he worrying about Zay Dollar. What up, Christy? Good morning. What's going on, Tyrone? It's the truth, man. I always spit truth, man. These D huggers think they something, but they not. And even in their life, they ain't doing shit. That's what bothers me. It's like I understand if you moving pieces in your life, but I already know these fools ain't doing nothing, man. If you complaining too much, guess what? Misery loves company. That's how you gonna live, man. Nigga. You see, like, yo, there was a day when, only a pedo would talk like that. You understand me, right? because there was a time where a random kid would walk up to you and you would guide them to the parents. You would help them out. If you was by the ice cream truck and had an extra dollar, you would bless a little kid with an icy or something, right? Yo, these kids don't move like that because they mind is in the gutter. They over here thinking about sleeping with their sister. Weird. You're live. Let's see if that back. You're back. You're back. I appreciate you guys for allowing me and also let me know what's popping. You know what I'm saying? And I was gonna say allowing. Hold on. I'm already lost, man. Okay, so that damn, they got parks out here. That's pretty cool. You're back. But yeah, man, you guys gotta check out that I might put it on my channel, you know what I mean? The Drake. My son said, you trying to get the Alaskan market with them joints? But he said something cool, which was like, if you're going there, I'm going there too, which is kind of cool because friends do that. It's not like we see that's the thing about the glazing and the de-hugging and all this weird wordplay. It's like friends used to, no matter what your friend did or said, you just stood behind him, even if you knew he was wrong. So it's not like you're glazing, just standing up for your friend. What's wrong with that? These kids don't, they just burn bridges, like for real. But what up, everybody? I hope everybody doing good. Good looking on the thumbs up already. We moving, we grooving, we outside, we chilling. I'm talking about that Drake commercial with Kevin Durant. We got Knicks game 2 tonight. Um, Yo, they gave the MVP award to Gilgis Alexander, the OKC dude, and a lot of folks are mad. They saying that it should have went to at least Wemby. You know what I'm saying? I just did my haircut today. We chilling, we outside. Folk just relaxing, burning L's, maintaining. We got the whips out. Yeah, we motivated out here. But word, they got the dogs. RJ, he got the pit out here. But yeah, man. Let me just get back to some shade. That's another thing that be wilding me out. I didn't see that commercial. I remember Tyrone being here yesterday. Yeah, Tyrone is one of them ones now. LD, a lot of folk be coming back. Habibi. That's another thing I appreciate is like folks are like, yeah, what this crazy Puerto Rican doing today, man? But I'm gonna take my ass back to the crib just to have and I noticed another thing when I'm moving a lot, the footage is very go figure, right? This is an iPhone, whatever they all the 4K nonsense and the shit came out looking crazy work. Hence the reason why folk use cameras and shit. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go sit my ass down and we gonna do this for real. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody. You know what I mean? And I go on my tangents. You know what I'm saying? Because I always do research or I always try to fill myself with videos or information so I could discuss it. And a lot of people are, the main, conversational piece that's going around is like life has been weird. Like, you know, when you think about your social security by the time we get older, with inflation, even if you get in 2 bands a month, that shit gonna be peanuts. So it's a scary earth we in right now, you know what I'm saying? And you got folk doing they skateboarding. Oh, my son got the camera too. I told you these skateboarders are lit. One day I'm gonna come out here, ask if I could film them, but they doing their thing, man. Look at my son right here. Nice. Nasty, man. Told you. A lot of folks can't even jump on a skateboard, let alone do a ollie. So, yeah, man. Let me just get motivated, moving. It is a hot day today. I ain't gonna lie. You see Zay with no shiesty on. It is hot, and I wonder if anybody else has that. I think Christy might have said it, but does anybody else have that like ear problem like me when wind gets in it? It fucks with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with the air out here. What state, Tyrone? It's raining here. I wish it was raining. Yo, Nene, co-host or Christy, B, anybody out there, man? What's going on in New York? Is that flood for real? So that East Coast is a lot of rain, right, out there? That is wild, man. They need to bring that rain over here. It's fucking hot, man. And I heard in Arizona, certain places it gets even hotter, man. So I could only imagine. But what's going on, everybody? Yo, once I get to the crib, I'm gonna start reading everybody's stuff. I'm gonna get back to, doing what I gotta do. But I can't see for ish, man. You know that like weird glare. What state, Tyrone? Hi, everyone. What's going on, LD? I just said you, man. I said, yo, LD a regular, man. Shout out to LD, everybody. But pow, what up, Tyrone? Everybody smoke your L's. Everybody get prepared. Let's get ready. It's 10:17. I already got the five ball. Good looking on the thumbs up. I always appreciate that. I was gonna bring that stupid little stick that, you know what I mean? So I could like really, you know what I mean? Uh it's hot, y'all. I'm fucking dwindling. Holy. Let me get to the crib, baby. No wonder the cat, I usually let the cat go on the balcony, right? The cat went in the closet. Shorty was like, hell no. Even my ass is going in the closet. I'm like, let's go, kitty. But yeah, man, it's a hot one, and it's only fucking 10 a.m. Usually, like I say, 10 a.m. I'm in the balcony, windy still. You got a lot of automobiles. Always got to keep your head on a swivel. You already know how that go. What it says, not working. My shit ain't working. I haven't been on the internet much. Yeah, man, I heard there was like a flood or something in New York. Or I don't know, they had a video on World Star where some lady is just bugging out and like the fucking water took her down the block and shit. And folks don't understand if you can't swim, you know, obviously the first thing you do is start panicking and getting all crazy. That's an easy way to drown, man. Rest in peace to one of my best friends drowned. I remember when we got that message, yo, son drowned in a pool. We were like, what? A pool? And you don't think about it like that, but all it takes is a few little moments underneath. Remember the kid that drowned because he was drinking mad water? Yeah, man, you could die like that. That shit is not okay, man. Damn, these streets are popping right now. Hold on, let me get my ass across the street, man. Let me get my ass across the street, man. You know when it's fucking hot when your shit starts sticking to your shirt, like, your motherfucking, uh, it was a wise decision yesterday, but today, nigga feeling at 44, man. But I don't like I don't like what's going on with the government. I don't talk about it because it's an easy way I feel like to get banned. Once again, you truly think that you have the freedom of speech, but it ain't like that. You got the freedom of speech unless, right? They should have a unless you talk about this or that, right? You know, motherfuckers don't understand, man. This shit is weird out here, man. And go figure. Remember, I was talking about how racist and crazy they were for the Kevin Hart thing. Chancey Handler going viral a little bit because she was talking about it. Like, yo, once again, you're a comedian. There's a million things you could say, a million things you could do, and the things you decided. Oh, good looking on a six ball. You decided to do is talk racist shit and motherfucking clown Kevin Hart. Like that shit is corny as hell. Hold on, y'all. We about to get to the crib, man. And once I get to the crib, we're gonna get that Wi-Fi going, and we should be up, man. And I gotta finish this cigarette anyway. And this we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, everybody. Thank you for rocking. Thanks for just staying here while I fucking troop. And when I get here, the signal gonna get better. I'm gonna take this damn shirt off. That's what the fuck I'm gonna do. Whew. And yo, the first outfit I had was like a pair of jean skis. About the swimming thing. A few folks died from a water challenge around 5 years back. Around, yeah. Thank you, Nene. That shit is real. folk don't understand, man. I went to Jones Beach. If you don't know, Jones Beach is on the East Coast, and for some reason that beach got crazy waves. Like Jones Beach is a like a fiery ocean, right? I don't know if it's I think it's a Pacific on that side. But long story short, Jones Beach be getting popping. So I'm not even showing off. I'm just in the front. And yo, there was like a hole. I went into it. And if you don't know, there's a certain I'm hot, yeah. There's a certain point where the ocean starts pulling you back. So I was out there and the ocean started pulling me. Mind you, I'm like 10 years old. I'm not like a professional swimmer. I know how to doggy paddle, but that means I'm in the water. You know what I mean? Drowning even more. But so I'm getting dragged out. I'm crying inside, like I'm scared, y'all. And yo, to my fucking yo, all I'm gonna say is that, you know those guys that be swimming always in the back, or the women that like, they don't they swim all the way in the back, like they in the ocean. Yo, this dude saved me, pushed me forward, and then disappeared. Like wallah hadin. My man pushed me. Yo, what's going on, Tyrone? He pushed me back into, like, the motion of coming back. And I look back, he disappeared. My mother was crying. Papi, you almost fucking died. Cuidado. And that's why, like, I'm a pool guy. Oh, don't get it twisted. I love the beach for the the suntan and chilling, like, but holy man, for that ocean is getting stronger. You know what I mean? They were drinking water. Yeah, man. They were drinking water, not knowing that it replicated almost the same, you know, that same familiar, drowning situation. That's what happens when you drown. Your body gets, filled with a lot of water. But yo, folks was dying doing a drinking challenge. You know what I mean? But that's just, if you don't know, you know. But I started this whole thing talking about our moms, our fathers, how they were working for less pennies. I know inflation really messed things up, so it was different. But the only difference was if you went to college, if you worked hard, you got it. Like that was the only thing. That's why they did say pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Because literally, if you worked that 40-hour week, dedicating your life and your time, trust me, you got rewarded with that paycheck and you got to pay your bills. But once again, seven something an hour. Some places were five, six, and we were still. I don't get it. And somebody says you blame inflation and raising the minimum wage because these folks didn't want us to be on top. They could have just and yo, never there been a time that I'm living where every fucking day is inflation. Every day something else got increased a dollar, 50 cents, $2, $3. And folk don't understand. Yo, a million people were already buying that product for $2. Now it's three. Yo, they want to make so much money. It's disgusting, man. I don't like it. I don't like the greedy folk, man. And once again, 1% owns all that wealth. Something don't add up. I know math, and that shit ain't adding up. Crazy story. At 24, go get a club with Wildwood and jumping in the ocean at 3 a.m., swimming in the ocean like a fool. Yo, typical behavior, right? For the 20s. Yo, folks used to literally, what up, Frank? What up? Wise up? Sorry, wise up. I return like a toothache. Wise up. I see you, baby. What's going on, Tyrone? Hold on, everybody. Let me give y'all your shout outs. Yo, Yosefa. Yallah, salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. What's going on, cuzzo? What up, Black? Nene D, Christy, Aldi, Frank. I said Tyrone already, man. Uh, Vicky, Frank, Black, Wise Up. What's up? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Random. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. You never know where I'm gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start driving and going to the mall maybe. But nice view. I ain't gonna lie. I always hit them with that nice view. Quote of the day: nobody watches you harder than the people who doubted you. So give them a good show. Holla at your boy, compay. Yo, what up, big? How you doing, Frank? Hold this hug too, man. You too, wise up. But yo, Nene D. Folks used to literally jump in the train thing, and yo, there was something about being drunk, and I think there's something to that too, because these kids don't drink, right? These kids don't, so they do other things that's like it makes them knock out, but it's not. We used to like know that on Friday after work, you took a shower, you ate something, and you got ready to go hang out with your peoples. Then Saturday was maybe barbecue or something light, and then Sunday, Lord's Day, and then you were getting ready for work. But we enjoyed ourselves as much as we could. Some of these folks are there was no remote work when we were growing up. A lot of us would have had remote work if it was that time, but it wasn't. But some of you kids got remote work in your pajamas, working, getting a check, and you're still complaining. You know, what's happening is a lot of folks are living beyond their means, and a lot of people think that they're, uh, what's the word? That they deserve, right? Nobody deserves. You got to earn. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's happening. You know, all these Nepo babies, all these babies from famous folk or powerful people thought that shit was going to be a walk in the park. You still got to work, Papa. Anything, I'm not lying. If you Italiano, that Sunday was one of the best feasts you ever ate every Sunday. It's lasagna, it's pasta, it's sandwiches, ham. They got it laid out. You make your own, or they got it little sandwiches made with the toothpick in it. You had meatballs. You had fucking oh mamma mia. You know what I mean? Hence the reason why some Italians get diabetes because of the sugar, the sauce. Right? They like sauce, but yo, Sunday was a day where you knew Monday you're going back to work. Let's collectively get back and let's get right. And yo, a lot of times for me, it was go to the cemetery. My mother will clean up the thing, redo the flowers, put new water, and say our prayers, and we went to McDonald's, right? But yeah, Sunday was really we went to the fucking yeah, we went to the cemetery, man. My phone is dying, bro. Tyrone, go charge it up, man. Thank you. Need to have live every day being positive. Frank, I already got you, man. And yo, Frank, I like how we doing the quote of the day. I like how this um a message, right? Like the Wayne movies. Message. Remember they always used to say that? Message, just to remind folk that like a lot of times you're listening or hearing things, there's a particular message in there to help or um create some type of foundation where you could wiggle in this world. That's all we want to do, is make sure you guys understand it's going to be hard. It is. That's just the way it is. Unless we're going to do protests and fight back, this is what it is right now. I was always a firm believer like that. Even on my lowest moments, I still had faith, I still had hope. And shout out to Hope, Hope. Type in Hope trailer. It's a overseas type movie. That shit look crazy. And Odyssey coming on Friday, I think. Back rooms or one of yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. But once again, the distraction is on fleet, man. They really know how to distract us, man. You're talking about there's no money. Yeah, there is. These billionaires. Yo, you know what should happen? You should only be allowed to be a millionaire, because if you think about life, every year, if you're a millionaire, you could survive better than us, right? But the accumulation of billions, now we're getting on trillions, it's pulling from the economy. In the 90s, when Bill Clinton was in office, he allowed money to, sprinkle around. And there was only millionaires back then. We really thought millionaires was the craziest joint, man. To consume $1 million in your lifetime is one of the hardest feats ever. To do 1 billion, that is even crazier. Complain about working from home. Yo, Black, you'll see it. Folks were complaining about working from home, man, in their pajamas, right? I wish. You know how amazing I would be at that desk at that 9 a.m. You could wiggle around, TV on mute in the background, still bugging out, AC on, AC off, whatever you want to do. Nanny D, that's what's up. Let me read that right, B. I could have worked from home, but booking a job was only a phone call. So why? not go outside and make more money. It's that simple. That's a fact. But they did fuck with the. Sorry, y'all. I'm done after that. Yo, good looking for the seven. Yo, good looking for the seven thumbs up, man. Let's hit that 10 ball, everybody. I'm gonna aim for 20 or 30 ball. But yo, good looking, everybody. I'm back. I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. But yeah, man, it's a weird world we're in, man. And I don't like once again, not everybody in my day was allowed to speak. Not everybody in my day was allowed to voice their opinion. And there was a reason behind that. There was a reason behind not everybody being able to speak. You know what I'm saying? Because holy man, some of these fools, uneducated, no diplomas, and I'm not saying that that matters because I don't, all I have is my high school. So you know what I mean? And I try for the associates and whatever. I got a couple whatever. But yeah, man, it's like you got fools, leading fools, man. And there's only one way that shit go, off a cliff. But I really want to remind folks that we were really was working for 7, 8, 9, $10 an hour, and we still maneuvered it. Yes, you needed a side hustle. Yes, they always said if you wanted more paper. But if you just, stayed at that medium, you was able to succeed, able to purchase a house, able to, like I say, maneuver in this world. We was from a time where Papa, when one person could do it, let alone now the whole house got to be working. So it is bugged out, man. And I don't know when Rothschild, yep, or vampires. That's a fact, man. There's certain family. Yo, I saw this show about the 400 Club, and you know how TVs always drop real truth in it, and that's real. Like there's 400 families or maybe more that are that could do whatever they want. They could move how they want. You know, their kids could get in trouble, and there's no jail time. And yo, it's wild. It's a wild world out there when you got paper, man. Yeah, facts. Vampires, right? Them creatures pale as hell and been doing the most forever. And that shouldn't even be a thing. Like families, you know, that I believe in generational wealth. Yeah, you pass it to your kids, but you know, I think there should be a tier where once you make over this, that money it just goes to charity. Boop, boop, boop. Because then it'll make folk want to just make that amount, right? You wouldn't have greed. You wouldn't want to go over the amount because of, you know, and that's why a lot of folk go tax the rich, tax them billionaires, because there's points in when you get to that status or tier that you could literally maneuver out of paying taxes, man. Write off here and there. I remember, like I said, somebody said just put a tractor, buy land, put a tractor on it, say it's a farm, and you utilize that as a write off. That's a lot of money you could, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to the cats, man. I posted that picture, man. I don't know where she's at. Oh yeah, she's in the closet. But yeah, man, she's been chilling here more, you know what I'm saying? Because it gets crazy out there. There's like three other cats. One cat we call Orange. He's a boy and he beats the God at all of them. He's like territorial type shit. He's the lion of the pride, man. Let me see. Baby, you good? But yeah, man, did anyone what call Mariah was sacrificed her mom, sister, and eating person? Oh my god, he posted that? Yo, Justin is another one that people are gonna call him weird and crazy, but trust me, he's holding on to so much that they did to that boy. Remember, they got footage of him 12, 13 mingling with elites, talking about buying him a car. And if you don't know, in Hollywood or in that realm, when somebody gives you something, it's almost like a pat on your shoulder, like that's a favor. You know what I mean? You owe me. You know what I mean? Yo, what's going on, Habibi? What's poppin', man? Wallah, crazy, right? Yo, folks are mad at Justin for the act. I'll be mad too because of the activists. He should have kept his little lippies away from that purple drink, man. You know how it go when sometimes belly blanco or Latino, they assume you're trying to, replicate the African way of, the hip hop, rap. And maybe he was indulging a little too much. But you know what I'm saying? He was like 16, 15. We forget that. He's a little boy, man. But they did that man greasy sauce, man. They really did, man. I can't understand that what that life would have brought. Almost like it was like almost like a Home Alone too. Because his parents were like doing his money weird. You know, who signed him? Usher was doing his money weird. That boy bought billions into whatever label he was signed to, man. Yeah, and that's bugged out. Habibi with the dad jokes. What's going on, Habibi? Hey, brother, what it do? What it do? Wallah, what's going on, cuzzo? It's truly that simple, nene. Yeah, man. But it's bugged out how much influence these families or folk that got bread. And it's always the folks that aren't in the camera, obviously, right? There's always these names we just hear and never see, right? And then they got they be doing stuff in the woods and prayers. And yo, there was this video random that just came out that this guy said that they have us do ritualistic sacrificial type shit together and we don't even know it, like the Super Bowl, or you're at a concert and you're all doing the same. Yo, what's going on? Oh, Habibi in the crib was popping. Habibi, wallah, man. Salam alaikum, cuzzo. Alaikum salam, baby. But yallah is wild, man. It is. It's wild. I think we'll go back, and when Will Smith smacked Chris Rock, that was another change in our course. That smack, the it was the forever the what's good, it was like the forever path, right? Like if there was like multiverses and we went and Will Smith just sat his dumb ass down and let it be jokes, yo, we would be somewhere else right now. I believe wild shit like that when the towers went, when this happens. Oh eight, the housing, there's certain moments that are so biblical and the conscious activity, right? Because we're manifesting this, right? you know I love this one guy that was like into, like, I keep forgetting the word, man, but it's a way of it's studying, it's like a science. But long story short, he goes, when you go to work, is your chair there, like, you know what I mean, like, and he's going that into it with how we literally manifest everything to the point of this actual world. It almost does reference that matrix shit when we take the pill and we see the world for what it truly is. Is no sunlight. It's really dark and gloom, right? It's bugged out though. But yep, got snatched up too. You saw Usher and Kevin Hart joint? Tyrone, I don't understand that. That's weird, right? I hope he doesn't text you anymore. That's weird. Just block him, Tyrone. Will slap him for Jada's honor, but everyone found out he's. Yep. Yo, then and that's the secret sauce. Thank you, Cole. Yo, that's the secret sauce right there. It was a representation of a male with, like, in the eyes was a masculine male doing this, right? But in actual fact, it's not a masculine man. It's actually the opposite, the complete opposite of why he got into his emotions. Because a real man would have sat down and enjoyed the show, and it is what it is. Especially when your household is what it was and behind closed doors. Shorty over here healing. What was my man's name, man? And then sleeping with Sundula. Like, that's wild, man. And that's another thing. The things, yo, you know, folk, look, I may say, sticks and stones, but words don't break. Yo, honestly, sometimes words hurt, man. My wife, the one I loved at one point in my life, right? Let's just say it like that, is on national TV throwing all our laundry out there, writing books, any way to try to get to this bag, regardless of who she's, the bus is rolling over. It's like, damn, sometimes, like, once again, man, some things are left for privacy. Some things, yeah, we're gonna get that 20 ball. What up, everybody? Some things are meant for you and yours, right? But It's bugged out. That's why I thought that when The Rock was like, "Yo, you gonna be in the corner like a cuck and all this shit." I'm like, "Yo, fam, yo, stop, Rock, stop, man. I bet you can't even use your joint with all the fluids in you, man. Why you think he's shrinking dramatically? You know what I'm saying? That steroid shit is wild, man. My biggest thing is I don't like liars. If you lie to me once, if you lie to me twice, you always gonna lie. You heard? And when you have no reason to lie, right? But whatever, man. Folks are folks, man. How y'all like the haircut, man? Did I land a little bit? Did I land? This side always comes out flawless, man. I don't know what the fuck happens to my peripheral vision, man. Yo, good looking, Nene. D. I'm gonna just say, Nene. I used to like Nene. I don't know. I obviously I read it wrong. But what up, Nene? I bet money there's gonna be a documentary that somehow correlates that slap. And yo, I found another channel that's super strange. Like there was this one thing where these two brothers that are one is in the NBA, and at the same time of him hitting a 3-point shot, his brother a few seconds later got drafted by a NFL team. Wild shit. Like, how um supposedly when the Knicks coach was on the floor. That happened in the 90s when that I forgot his name, but he was on the floor, the ball coach for the Knicks. But it's bugged out how a lot of things replicate and stuff like that. And another thing that I thought was wild, my man's put 200 on the Knicks and needed the Knicks, all three New York teams to win, right? And he needed Cat to get 15 points. You know how many points Cat had? 14. If you don't think that this shit is rigatorious, Rex, I don't know. That shit is wild. What's going on, Hashana? What's poppin', man? Who's that right there? What up, Borat? Favorite Ninja Turtle? Be honest. I'm gonna go Raphael, man. Raphael always had. I like Michelangelo because of the nunchuck, but Raphael had the anger. You know what I mean? That I got. You know what I mean? Or had. But yeah, man. I go Raphael, man. Even though blue, I would have went Leonardo. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gangster. That's what's up, Gravity. Stay gangster, man. Never change, man. Be careful though. That's all I'm gonna say is be careful, Juice. I don't suggest you. Some folk just have to be right. This is your territory. This is where I live. I gotta do what I gotta do. But if you could avoid it, man, please avoid it. I'm gonna keep bringing up the Fulio case, man. That boy was a good boy. That kid was a good kid, man. Now he's doing life in jail. And he hunted Fulio. He's the one that shot his foot. He the one that was traveling state to state wherever my son was going and caught him that night, man. What a shame, man. Imagine if you put that energy towards trying to be successful or trying to get your boys together and do something positive. Holy man, would things be different? High five, Borat. I got you, pa. Christy, she probably in the building. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all of you guys, man. Thanks for the 10 ball. You already, man. What's popping, folks? But yeah, man, there's a lot going on in this earth, and it takes a lot of mental, right? A lot of people think it's the physicality that uh makes you endure, but it's the mental that you endure this thing we call earth, this thing we call life, this constant game, this constant uh working you might as well pay rent and your job because you there more than you in the crib. It's just wild, man. They should make Mondays no work, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Friday you get out at like 3 2, because there's only so much work you could do anyway. And I think COVID proved that all those jobs weren't even needed. The world still spun, things still happen. You still got gas, you still ate. That's why was the tricky thing that they revealed was that the world still spun while all of us was in the crib, man. So what that mean? That's a fact. Find a hobby. We used to call it hobbies, man. You guys are gonna see me fishing, man. I love fishing. There's something about that, the tranquility that you get from fishing, the tranquilo source. If you're, mind you, in order to fish, you got to be quiet. Like if you don't know, a lot of fishermen would tell you, "Shh, we'll talk later, pa. I'm fishing." So as long as you don't got kids running around or screaming or wilding out, yo, fishing is one of the dopest hobbies. You know what I'm saying? And playing chess. I used to like playing chess. We should uh live like they do in Italy. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. And they don't allow too much American culturalization to get into a lot of countries, right? A lot of places do not, they don't want to indoctrinate themselves the way we are. You know what I'm saying? That's why we like 49th place in math or reading. Some one of them, joints. And that's not good because we can't claim to be the most powerful, but we the most stupidest. And other countries are figuring it out, you know? All the little jokes we got for each other, other countries are taking that and they're laughing at us. That's why I think that's the trick bag. Why our humans are different than other humans, right? Because they won't shit on each other. Yo, I seen this one joint where this guy is in Africa somewhere, right? And because voodoo and spells are like, he tried to do a trick. So he had his boy. He was like, "Yo, man, you owe me $50." He was like, "I don't got it, man." And he was like, and his boy fell, and he took the money out the pocket. Right when he was trying to leave the thing, some old man locked the door and was like, "No, hey, brother, we're gonna call the police. What you did to my friend?" Like that old school community. What did you do to my friend? You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Like that's how quick. Wait, Spurs, OKC, 1-1. Let's go, Frank. Good looking. Frank, my sports analyst. Good looking, Frankie. How you doing, Pa? Hope everything good, man. Salute, salute. Thank you for that one. Once again, Spurs and OKC tied 1-1. If you don't know, Alexander got the MVP. And yeah, man, we're gonna see how that series goes. It would be dope if OKC wins and the Knicks, slap them out of here. Wemby's a scary creature, you heard? Yeah, that's a fact, man. Jay, let's spend the day without smoking today. All right, I'm gonna try right now, Hoshana, because I already smoked. I ain't gonna lie. But right now, I'm gonna try to not, indulge in. Damn, that's another 50 minutes, man. I'm doing well. It's been a decent day so far. What up, Christy? Christy back, y'all. But yeah, man, there's a way of treating each other. There's a way of, like I say, you never shit where you live. You never shit where you eat. So why throw trash? And I don't think that's a flex. Pick up your trash, throw it in the garbage, or hold it until you find one. But that was always a thing. Old head told me you never shit where you eat, man. Why would you want your area dirty for your kids to play in? You know what I'm saying? But it is bugged out, man. We can't call it. But other countries have figured out the recipe or the formula to house people in huge populations and allow them to feel at ease, at peace, and feel like they're working for something. Now, with inflation, America is feeling like we're not working for anything. You know, one of our biggest GDP or economical reasons why America is what America is consumership, is consumerism, is spending. We like to spend. It is what it is, right? But if you are pulling from all corners and squeezing us of every penny, we're not going to be able to spend. And instead of these motherfuckers lowering the prices, like I always say, they rather close stores. I saw some lady list a list that had it had all these restaurants, all Walgreens, CVS, Macy's, all these places, man, and they're all downsizing. They're all closing stores instead of lowering prices. They rather burn or clothes than sell it to us cheap. Add a girl supporting is lucky he's living in Italy. He'd be finished in the USA. And that's another thing, man. I really don't want to talk on the chud nonsense because I feel like that's a okey doke, right? That's an easy way to get your shit terminated, man. Because folk don't understand that's a touchy subject, especially if you are of the African thing. Like, yo, homie, he running around saying shit that hasn't been said since the 30s, 40s, man. It's a disrespectful thing that for 3, 4, 500 years, culturally, ancestors put in that work, that pain, that nasty way of living. That's why I do have a little anger. Like, yo, motherfuckers went through so much for shit to be the way it is. You gotta change, man. You gotta make shit different. Cause people are watching, man. We all watch how each culture move, man. We all watch how each culture deals with the American, you know what I'm saying? Nonsense, I call it. Unless you talk about sports, man, we don't like we used to really look into like, the spelling bee and education and stuff like that. I don't get it, man. I don't get how they allowing kids that can't read. I don't get how they it's just they're making it easy and I don't know, man. And even with that easy mode, folks are still complaining, man. And yes, I understand some people are working 40, 60-hour weeks, man. But once again, folk were doing that back then too, man. I worked 9 to 5, then 5:30 to 1 a.m. paralegal because I had to work in the courthouse at that time. The courts don't close, man. The courts, that's why I say one of the illest businesses is that courthouse, man. That motherfucker don't close, man. And let's say he might not have murderers or people lined up. Yeah, let's get them DUIs and you know what I'm saying? Let's get them parking tickets in here. Yeah, we on you. Yeah, we using this space for everything. Oh, it's 8:30. Yo, bring in Judge Judy. Let her film her show in here. Corey. I blocked him, bro. He got me mad, bro. That's all good, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. But it is a bugged out world, man. That like once again they go, you have the freedom of speech, but be careful what you say though. So it's not the freedom of speech. They brought back old tweets of Kevin Hart with him and the Dow House and his son, if he was gay or something, and they took his job away from the Grammys, man. Like that's one of his gigs that he was dying to do, and you took it away for an old tweet. Don't we all change, or only y'all change? In fact, you guys don't change because you still greedy as hell. Yeah, bugging. But word, man, these motherfuckers out here vampiric in the way they just like they want all our money. And when you think about it, yo, this little program just was this is new. Just maybe 200 years, 100 years ago, things were you if you had land, you grew your thing, you bartered and traded, and it is what it was, man. But at least you owned your land, man. There was no taxes. And then when they started implementing that, motherfuckers was trying to kill kings, man. They weren't playing. And I'm not saying we gotta kill shit, but I don't know what we gotta do, man. I'm sorry, Hashan. I'm about to break that law, man, and spark this Elski. You heard? But I do resonate and think about a lot of shit, y'all. Like, and I don't like the way things be moving, man. I really don't. It's like they pinning us against each other with age. They pinning us against each other with your political and your religion, your how you think and shit, how you move. Like every little thing you do, somebody wants to fucking chime in and say something about it. It's like, yo, man, we gotta stop doing that, man. Not everybody perfect, and we been knew that shit, man. And we also knew God don't like ugly. That motherfucker never liked that shit. You want to side talk, you want to do this, do that. Trust me, God don't like ugly, man. That's why folk that really have that faith system, we don't go, oh, we gonna get you, and we pray, we try to do some forgiveness shit, but we know karma and things will get you eventually. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are living in sin, man, and I don't understand that. It's very easy and good to live good. There's something about it. It really is, fulfilling, right? Yo, then okay, the government starting to force us into buying new cars and raising part prices. I seen the cars they got coming through the line now, unaffordable, man. And what happened to they told us the secret sauce. The cars are going to be cheaper because we're not building with steel anymore. They told us this. I don't care if it's fiberglass. Nobody told you. Just make it the plastic and give me the standard version for 15 bands, man. I don't care if my car looks like a party on wheels, man. It just has to take gas and go to A to B without falling apart. But this mass production of things, they always trying to, and then, yo, they really thought they had us with the car thing though, because they mass. Some of these lots are filled with 2023s, 24s, 25, sixes, and these motherfuckers ain't moving off that lot. That's why if you do buy a new car, make sure you check the paperwork and see if it wasn't just sitting there for 300 days or some weird shit. Because then it might not, you know what I mean? But it's weird, man. How dare they, bro? Ethan gonna come from the bushes early. Yo, Raptor sauce. But yeah, man. And even when I discuss with Ethan, let's bring him up. I try to tell him, man, yo, your first car, just try to get a regular, man. Something that A, you paid off, and B, that's it. You want to pay off your vehicle. You don't want to be paying this insurance on top of a car note. Some folks were paying 12, 13, 14, 1500 a month just for their automobile. One. Some lady said she paid 7,800 a month for three automobiles. All of them shits was EV Cadillac fly shits. And I'm like, holy, the repo man gonna have a party on y'all, man. So it's bugged out, man. It is, man. you know Not everybody was supposed to own a truck. Not everybody's supposed to be, in the finest and the latest, right? It is what it was, man. Back then in the road, you would see people in cars that were 5 years off the joint, 10 years. Oh shit, my man still got an 88, whatever. That's an 89 town car. You know what I mean? That's a so and so. We was really on it about the space, how many motherfuckers you could fit in your car, because we was partying, and did it go to A to B without fucking, you know what I'm saying? And you would be at that gas station with $4 and whatever change your man's gave you, and that shit lasted the whole night. It's bugged out. I understand. It's different times. I know inflation, all this, but now it's time to, you know, clench the ass cheeks and really start seeing what you need and what you just want. You know what I mean? Sorry, Hashan, I'm about to smoke, man. They make 3 to 4 on the same car you can buy. Yo, isn't that weird, Frank? Like motherfuckers will sell you the car. You check this out, y'all. You put a 5,000, 10,000 down payment, let's say, and you got that new Cadillac, 210 bands, right? You paid it off 5 months. Then the last 3 months you couldn't. They repo it, sell it to another sucker, and then he goes through the same process. So by the time the fifth or sixth dude get it, it's still got 50, 60,000 miles on it. But it's unaffordable in this market where jobs are flimsy, like a frisbee. I never seen so many companies close or go bankrupt. And people don't understand when I say a lot of stores and restaurants are closing, that's a lot of workers. That's thousands of employees that are going to be unemployed. And yes, the first 6 months, America knows how to make it look good. We're gonna give you a check. It's gonna be maybe more or half of what I'm saying, but we give it to you every week and you Gucci for six, maybe a year. They used to do it for like 2 years. Now I heard 6 months unemployment gone. Fiesta's over, papi. I hope in those 6 months you was looking for work. And that's fucked up, man. It is. So this is why I told the younger generation, start networking. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Network. Meet the guy whose father owns this. Meet the guy, and not just for that, start developing friendships. Start getting together because it's gonna be a us against them. You do not want to be alone in this shit. We already know family spread all over. So you don't want to be alone in this world, man. I appreciate you, Larry Beats. Fly, I just got the white beater, but check out the Toesy Woesies, nigga. Blah blah blah. Cuckoo. Who's calling my food? Who's calling my OMG? She probably had three tires, the door open like this. Boom. Nah, I never do no scam and shit. But what up, man? How you doing? Welcome to my page, man. What up, Larry? How you doing, everybody? Thank you for rocking with Zay Dollar. It's called Random. We have discussions on anything and everything under the sun. I'm outside, I'm inside, I'm everywhere. Go check out my shorts. You're gonna have a journey. I try to enjoy my life as much as I can. I already know only you can make yourself happy. Only you can make yourself feel joy. Nobody else can. Of course, your mama, certain, your cousin that got jokes, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, you got to take care of your temple and make sure you get to them, double digit numbers, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 ball. I'm trying to hit the 90 ball on motherfuckers on this earth. I ain't afraid of that. I don't care if my bowels, I might have to wear Pampers at that point. I'm going to still be a little fly boricua, nigga. ¿Cómo está, primo? But yeah, man, thank you for rocking with me. That's what I'm saying. Yo, see? You look like, are those? Yeah, these are the Ray-Bans Gen 2s. I use them for the audio. Thanks for asking, QWERTY. But yo, you guys ain't lying, man. So my pops, gave me a Lincoln Town Car 1989, and this motherfucker couldn't reverse. So you would have to put it in neutral and push from the front. Yes, like that, y'all. Woo! Who's calling my phone? Who's calling my? But yo, the radio worked. You could put that little tape thing that connected to your Discman. So I had my CD player popping. The speakers were haraki kaki. But yeah, man, we had fun. But let me tell you what that Lincoln Town Car did do. It packed like 10 motherfuckers in that whip. So if we was going to war, nigga, I had four in the front, six in the back. And if girls were there on laps and all that, man. I used to love that, like packing the car, like remember the thing with the clowns coming out the car? Doo, 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 doo. But word, man, that's a fact. That was like the Rolls Royce, man. Shout out to Chevy, man. And remember, what was the other joint that the police had? It was this common police car that everybody had. What? Maybe it was a Chevy too, man. But yeah, man, point A to point B. That's all it really was about. Remember that? Your door weighed 500 pounds. You didn't have the key for the trunk. Um, damn. I told people the hotter they get, the more crazy folk get, man. Oh my God, Park Ave. Yo, and they, yo, who said that? That was Nene that talked like that? Yo, Nene, wasn't there something about that, like turning that wheel, right? Like when you had that, and then, we didn't, that's another thing I think. Old school cars make you drive slow. New cars make you drive fast. So when we hit the block, we was like really strolling. When I hit niggas on with the Lincoln Town car, woo, what up, y'all? Woo, motherfuckers could walk next to me. Yo, Zay, what's poppin'? Yo, you having a good time? Yo, my nigga, down the block that happened. Yo, my nigga, yo, woo, what's poppin'? Do 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 do, bumping some Fab or some Jada or some fucking State Property. Like niggas was outside, man. Trying to tell y'all. But all them phones got lost, all my footage, all that shit, transferring. Because if folk don't know, in the beginning, everything was an iPhone. So in the beginning stages, you might have had a Motorola, you might have had a Sidekick or BlackBerry, right? Some of them took pictures and eventually, you know what I mean. But a lot of shit, a lot of information got lost in the source, man. I wish. And I got phones right now that all I gotta do is find the charger port, the charger, and I'll bring that shit back to life, man. Yo, Black, you was gliding, family. Bro has a lot of energy. Yeah, yeah, Curdy. I'm one of them, man. I speak, my emotions are on my skin when it comes to this, what I do here, you know what I mean? And I try to, just do what I gotta do. And this is me though, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing. I'm just Zay Dollar, man. I'm a different, quirky, weird at times, funny, um, a little educated, right? Like I'm all these things, and into one compiled man. But yeah, man, 44. I'm happy to be alive. Habibi, she used to pull up in the club and stayed at her house before I could drive. I get her early so nobody. Yo, that's funny as hell, and it promise I was. Yo, B, gliding, and remember, if you had the paper to get a Cadillac, even if it was old, I don't know what it is with Cadillacs. They knew how to make it feel like you're on air. It's weird, Cadillacs. Like very comfortable Cadillacs are. Very comfortable. And then my pops ended up getting remember Volvos? Um and he had a Cadillac, a yellow boat, one door. It should have been two doors, but it was one fucking door. The top came off, white, yellow, beautiful fucking Cadillac, man, beautiful. And then living in Carroll Gardens, which was mainly Italianos, everybody, oh hey, oh Jay, look at that fucking car there, cuz hey, you going down the road? Where you going? Atlantic City? You want to shoot them dice? Word, man. Oh my god. I know. But that was another thing that I don't think kids knew, that the color mattered and it was weird, you know what I mean? But you know, I wish we were more educated or knew how the future was going to be this fucked up, that like those cars, those gifts were like, wow, thank you. You know what I mean? But we were still. Oh, what up, Ridge Runner? What up, Pa? How you, man? Hope everything good, man. AB, bro, I can imagine you selling DVDs in barbershops. Voila, maybe. Who knows, right? I never did it though. I was a paralegal, construction, wash windows, behavior specialist in the hospital. I done a lot of good shit, you know what I mean? But good looking, AB. Wallah, salam alaikum, alaikum salam, cuzzo. That riding on clouds feeling hit me with the 300. Yo, Black, I ain't lying though, right? It felt weird. Like the way certain cars were built back then. Like you felt like the money was invested well. And that's what cars were back then. So when you saved up from working a job, three, four, five, $6,000 and bought a car, it was a huge thing, man. And yes, we wanted it to go to A to B, and the most was the fan belt or your fucking tires, or you had to put liquid, right, for the windshield wipers or your AC. That's the most cars really dealt with. Now, your check engine light, you don't even know what the fuck that means. My man needs a iPad to figure it out, and that's crazy work. Right? It's like, yo, take that call, man. Word, word. Yo, and that's another thing they tricked folk. They started, oh, that's the cheap Rolls Royce. No, man, I remember that shit. Everybody bought it because it was a good car, well made. I think that's Chevy too. But word, man, that 300 or Chrysler, actually, whatever. The Chrysler 300. Remember, folks were actually changing the grill and making it look like because the way the body was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys remember that? It was like a MPV. It was like a minivan car, weird shit. But I remember that bitch being around. Um, the 300 Chryslers, I remember being around a lot. Of course, Corvettes, Mustangs, the stick jammy ones, right? The two-door Mustang with oh god, it looks so fucking beautiful in the front. Like they knew how to build that Mustang. What's going on, Cube? How you, man? Salute, salute. I appreciate you, AB. Wallah, wallah, I do. I'm chilling, Cube. The fake Bentley, you ain't lying, right? But I don't know, it was a dope car. And I think they always do that when things are good, right? They always try to trick us. You know that there's a saying like you got tricked out of your seat, right? It's almost like the guy that's like at the office and then some white guy goes, "You're not really black. Yo, motherfucker, I'm really yo, 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 yo." And it's like he just tricked you out of your seat. Now you get fired and you understand me? So it's like they do that a lot, right? Like even with these watches, like they try to trick people to think that it's not if folks want to have like a fake Audemars or some shit that looks like it, let them live, right? It beats buying the bootleg shits anyway, right? My favorite ride back home in Palestine were the Camel 2 hums. Let's go, Habibi, Wallah. And I bet that Camel's still going. You heard? All you needed was a little water, a couple. I don't even know what camels eat, but where, man? We used to call JC Joe Camel. You heard? I never was a fan of Hove, man, because I was like a street, like, I'm trying to get it, and he was like already there. So no disrespect to Hove, but yeah, man, we used to call him Camel Joe, man, Joe Camel, man. Let's go, Tyrone. Shout out to the Jeeps, man. I got rid of my Mustang because the pedal stuck. Was a manufacturer problem. Sold it to a lawyer kid, and the motherfucker sued me. What? Over the pedal, man? That's crazy work. I hate things like that. I hate people like that. Well, then again, whatever. It is what it is, right? No gasoline, just water, baby. You heard? My son out of here like this. And he got that weird, right? Camel's got that weird, like, whoa, say what up, my nigga. What's going on here? Whoa, chill, nigga. Yo, say what up, yo, and them niggas run. Yo, I'm out of here, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a camel next week. You heard? On 22s. That nigga like this. Don't let a camel get started, nigga. He out of here, man. That's a factory. Salute to everybody, man, right? He's fool you. He be like, yeah, you think that, oh, my son is out of here. Right? I did say that though. We should go back to horses and because just the way we treating this earth, man. I don't even like. And then it's like, if you're gonna make EVs, make them cheap. If that's the way you want the world to go, like obviously this is you're making it a money thing. And go figure, Teslas, as soon as you get it, a year later, the shit depreciates 10, 20, 15 bands. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird one, man. It's a weird one. And then you got to have a map if you try to do road trips to know where the charge stations are and shit. What? Nope, not here. Because I bet money they put those charging stations weird where you're going to have to burn more to get it, right? Like they always do shit like that, man. Weirdos. Probably put the shit in the hood, right? You over there charging your joint, and motherfucker knocking on your window. Get out of here, man. 11 ball, be safe, antennas up. I did my little haircut myself, you heard? It was getting hot, so I had to, bring it down the level. I had it like white boy before, now I got a real puertorriqueño, baby. Con the sazón, con la Goya, ¿qué está pasando, brother? Bro, I'm still laughing at the camel thing. I'm dying, B. Cause yo, if you never rode one, them niggas will trick you out of your seat. You heard? You thinking you slick with the garb on like this. Voila! Yo, them niggas got yo, let me tell you. I used to wake up in the Bronx and there was a mosque right there, right? Word to mother. I used to wake up to listen to them because the frequency would make me tears. I don't know what it is, but the way they pray, it is such a fucking amazing vocal frequency, man. It really is, man. So shout out to IDBs. That's why I hold a place in my heart for them. You know what I'm saying? Because I've in New York is very mixed, right? At all cultures as your peoples, right? So yeah, man. But the camel thing is funny because it's real. Like if you don't know, them motherfuckers will skirt out of here. You heard? With them big Jay-Z lips and shit. You like, whoa, let's go, let's go. Once you get the rhythm going, you know what I'm saying? It's like a rodeo, nigga. But word, man, shout out to y'all, man. I think that's one of my favorite gifts is like allowing folk to have hard days, live life, but then come to my channel and just feel, let go almost, right? Like this exhaustion that we go through. So I dig the fact that I'm comedic in my ways, you know what I mean? And I'm starting to bring more into it so people could laugh because one of the most joyous things to do is laugh, you know what I mean? I know folks had one of those laughs. You know the laugh where you can't breathe and you're tearing. Yo, one of those good laughs. Those 1999, 2004 laughs, right? But word, man. Yeah, man. I'm a different man, man. I try to be, you know what I'm saying, me. And I know that's why I said something about the Jay-Z good segue. The Drake KD commercial because I think one of the best things about Drake is he is himself. Yeah, he does the gangster songs, but he always sticks to his crying over female joints. You know what I'm saying? But at least he's him. Imagine you come in this game and you perpetrating to be this big drug dealer or this big gangster, and then somebody slaps you or takes your jewelry. It's like, yo, man. I'd rather avoid that. I'd rather just come in like a fucking J. Cole. Come in like a fucking, you know what I'm trying to say? Like a Big Sean maybe. Or sometimes you just gotta know your lane and know your height and know your weight, right? Yo, Jay-Z is a wild one, man. You know? Yo, the only okay, so my thing with Hove was always he got to the bag first and he could have been he could have taught folk about labels. He could have taught the young minds about 360 deals and how the labels actually work, because there's interviews where he is talking progressive, he is talking economically. Yo, I knew how to buy out of my joint. Yo, be careful of the budgets they give you. You don't have to make your video half a million, a million, because that you pay that literally. You think it's them, it's really you that has to pay that back, right? So I wish he just put his foot down and guided instead of having people sign these weird Rock Nation or Rockefeller deals, right? You know what I'm saying? And yes, you know, the only person I really like is 50, because the way I feel like he treats artists is like he gives them the bag. Like, let's say he got like a he's the middleman, and instead of pocketing 80, he'll do 40, 60. He'll do 30, 70. That's you, man. That's you, Papa. At least I got my cut, right? But a lot of folk like to just take your whole shit, man. And that's what I think. That's why I have a thing with Hove a little bit. Is like, you were older, Hove. You were in this game long enough to be like, yo, be careful out there. They're gonna try to hit you with some sloppy ass deals. Yo, a name I hear a lot is 50 Cents. Fetty Wap. 50 was putting money on my books. Pooh Shiesty, little Dirk, yo, 50 Cent tried to tell me not to, be too involved with the Vaughn death and stuff, and do me, right? Yo, 50 is in a lot of people's ears telling them, yo, be careful how you move out here. They gonna try to take your pockets, and let's try to maneuver. Yo, Meech, your pops is messed up, little Meech. I'ma hire you. Let's do this BMF joint and try not to blow the bag on chrome heart jeans and jewelry. You could only tell, you know, you know, give advice so many times, and if folks ain't taking it, it's like it is what it is, right? It's one of those, right? That's a fact, man. No, that is, but that's proof. I like Little Dirk, my boy. I love Little Dirk, man. You know, my biggest thing in life is like, yo, you came from the gutter, right? You came from where there was almost no opportunity. Like, you wiggled in, you got in this room. So I love those stories. I love when they get to the bag. I love when they hold them bricks of cash next to them ears. I want more investments. And no, not even. I think that's the okey doke too. I want you to save that money. Take 5 million and put it somewhere where it appreciates every year, man. There's some places where you put 5, 10 million, you be making 300K a year just off of that. Because they use your money, you know what I'm saying? They use your money to do things with it. But man, you know, I don't need folks buying a bunch of cribs, then realizing I gotta pay for them shits if I don't sell them, and it becomes a burden, man. Or buying a meme coin or one of them, one of them things. I'd rather you put your money in a bank or put that shit in a safe in your crib, man. And don't tell nobody where you live, not even your peoples, only your wife and your kids. And that's karma, man. You're over here glorifying death. You think you're on top of the world, and you think money could get you out of everything. But no, man, you still have to represent. You still have to understand kids are watching me. Some of these fools are in their 30s, late 30s now, man. No more smoking on dead packs. No more, this and this block and that block. We really need peace so people can have barbecues. So people don't have to be afraid of taking their kids to the park. There's some kids that still want to live a normal life, man. I kind of did. I ain't gonna lie, my niggas. What the fuck? But yeah, man. What's going on, Paul? How you, pa? He's never getting out of jail. His phone is being used against him for sure. Damn, then they talk to me. So you know, right? So if you don't know Little Dirk, he's a rapper. He's from Chicago. I'm good. That's what's up. I came from old block. Tyrone, that's crazy work, man. Salute to you, man, for making it out. Folk don't understand that either. You know, it's more of the making it out that I want. It's more of you. We know it's hard. We know it's a different life. People don't get it. I don't think so. They just think people want to carry guns, and no, it's wild out there, man. But my thing is like when you do get of age, shout out to the, rest in peace Basil. But he should have been telling these kids, we gotta stop, you know, um chilling with instead of schooling, right? We gotta know that we're older. We had our fun time. Stop teaching these kids the worst, man. We gotta teach them better, man. Because you know what's weird? There was a point in like the 2000s when Atlanta was dancing and shit that everybody was chilling. Barbecues was good. People were still gang members. People still had guns. People had knives. People had violence was still there, but it wasn't the like the dominant. Like we didn't focus all our energy on being idiots, right? But yeah, man, I feel sad sometimes. Like, damn, man. Like all it was you being born in this neighborhood. Now you gotta live, and you see some kids turn from good kids to having a bunch of hats, and you're like, that's scary. That like, people don't understand when you're young, you can adapt very quickly. If you want and you have the urge to survive, you will adapt fucking quickly, man. Yo, let's hit that 20 ball. What's popping, everybody? Let's talk that ish, man. Go look at that Drake Kevin Durant video. My son had Nikes with the cowboy boot, and he was like, "Yo, you trying to hit him with the phone? Yo, that shit, I was dying, man. Yeah, what's going on, Juan? Yo, good looking, everybody, for the thumbs up, man. Rappers now are glorified storybook tellers. They sound like they're reading a kid's book, just talking and not singing. And even then, you have a hard time making out because of grills, because of their grills, because of the lack of education, because of they assume that slangs is the way of speaking. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fault that are happening with these mumbler rappers or, these folk that you can't even understand what they're saying. But it's wild, like I say, man, because like I'm also understanding that this is how they have to adapt. This is what's going on, right? But there was more leaders back then. Ha ha, what up, Juan? There was more people standing up for shit. There was more people putting their foot down. A lot of the OGs wasn't steering folk wrong. You know what I mean? In fact, a lot of us were hustlers. We weren't no gangs, and we were hustlers. We were dancers and hustlers, man. We were getting to that paper, doing what we had to do, and you know, and whatever, man. And I'm not saying that's the better route, but I'm saying, man, this new hitman for hire shit, catching hats for fucking $1,000, $400 is wild, man. Ain't no money in the world gonna bring a person back. So why take the money in the first place, man? You don't got that much beef with a person unless they killed your family or your brother or some shit. I dig it, right? I can't be mad. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, what's that saying about, you know, uh just because he did it, you shouldn't do it, right? It's just going to snowball effect shit. It's never going to end, and I think that's the tier that is real. It's like it's never going to end, man. It's always somebody's going to reminisce about the folk that ain't here. There's always somebody that's going to bring up a T-shirt with the RIP on it, right? So there's a lot of lives lost, man. That's what bothers me the most is the amount of people that were gone. I think that is wild in itself. Like not just folk, but rappers, right? Usually you thought at least rappers were protected. At least they had security. At least they went to better parts of the community to, go home and lay their head at night. Yeah, Jorge. I look like a bad cartoon, man. That's the best they had, man. My man said I look like the yo. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yo, imagine that's the best you had in the tank, papito. Yo, man, imagine that. Like you came out of a JJ and you lived this life and you got to this point where that's the best you had, man. Yo, you might as well take that 357 and like, like. Yo, Nene D from 2016, 17. Yo, you gonna be like in the hundreds, I think. It's wild. Like even yo, everybody, man. And I get hyped, man. And rappers you thought that was alive, right? A lot of them. I remember they had this white boy. They took him in the woods, they beat him with a bat and then set him on fire. Imagine that, man. That's your last moments. I always said that, like your last moments must be the weirdest time of somebody's life. Like I got, I always say that, like you live to get to this point, right? In life. So you live to get to that point where you getting backdoored or, you're getting murdered. It's just wild, man. And it's that exact point that they want you there, right? It's bugged out, man. Yo, my son did overdose, yup. My son, they went to his wellness check and he was gone. And if you don't know, there's a documentary I believe is on Netflix. It follows heroin addicts. But if you don't know, when you overdose and you're in your crib for a few, you bloat like water retention. Something happens. You bloat up. Your gases, caca everywhere, blood. Coming from orifices. It's death is fucking traumatic, man. You know what I mean? So, um, I always count my days to that point where I start thinking about it a little bit more than I already do, right? Because you do want to be on top of life as much as you can. Like I say, I'm very, perfectionist in that weird way. I'm very OCD, you know what I mean? But it bugs me out, man. The older I get, I'm starting to think like, yo, that's why like when I wake up, I'm so joyous. I wake up in 5 minutes, I'm dressed, I bring wife to work, I get her breakfast, and we have our little 2-second conversations, give her a beautiful kiss, and I do me over here, right? I might post, I might, whatever the case may be, right? But damn, man, it's like a lot of these kids don't understand how good it is sometimes to be young, to be youthful, because you don't have that, people are going at 50, 51, 60, 70, right? So when you get closer and shit, you're like, holy, man, you know? And then these things don't help Zay Dollar, I'm being honest. So, um, you know, I just live, right? I try not to think too much of it because I think you could literally manifest your death or, cancer, man. Gematria, what's that? That was a sacrifice one. Oh, of the Grizzlies joint. Yo, y'all ever do like this? Like one time, two times. I even give it three times. It's all right. But after that, I don't like the coincidences. I don't believe no more. Like whenever a celebrity or rapper, it's always like they like a sister. It's not like it's an elder, right? Like if a grandmom's, you were old, right? But a lot of times it's like, yo, my sister, my bro, my this, that. It's like, yo, what the fuck going on in that game where you know what I'm saying? In order to, and then after that point in their life, they went on the up tier of their, stardom. It is bugged out, man. I always think like that, like, yo, what is going on? Like, that's why I say sometimes, like, l- you don't gotta go on Netflix to look at a movie. Life is a movie. You go outside your crib and see a crackhead bum fights or some shit, right? You could go to the a store and see a shootout, or it's getting that insanity. You know what I mean? And back then, at least folks would like, yo, wait till it get to nighttime. Niggas is broad daylight, like they ain't cameras everywhere. I don't understand it. And trust me, they got technology that literally it takes your body. Even if you had a shiesty on, they somehow know that that was you. You know what I mean? And in that Nike tech suit. Talk your shit, nene. Crazy work. Everybody has a time in their world, but you don't know when it's your time. Look at the guy Matthew Perry from Friends, man, using the Batman symbol before he was taken out. That is crazy work, right? And I always think like that, so one of the weirdest deaths was the guy from John Wick. He was the black guy. He started a Resident Evil show that actually did well, but I think it ended because whatever. But he was the guy that was like, when Wick was like, "Yo, you could watch my dog," he put a gold thing, the coin. He's like, "I got you." That black dude has an awesome voice, right? He did a lot of animes and shit. But long story short, he passed. And the night before, they were like he was alive, chilling. His dogs were barking, and it's like, yo, it really is like that. Like when is your time to go? That's it. It didn't matter if like it's bugged out, man. This is why I always had something against coffee or any energy drinks. I don't believe there's you need to input something into your body. Yes, you get tired. Yes, you get restless. Yes, you're at work or something like that. You got to thug it out, man. You got to thug it out because these things are like, Samuels with the Red Bull. I think it's correlated, man. It does something. Something that makes you stay up now is like, yo, your body's not built like that, man. That's what's up, nene. And you got to. That's why, yo, Juan, when I say co-host, I really, you know what I'm saying? When Bo's not when that dude thought she was Googling and shit, you know what I mean? I knew, you know what I mean? But damn, man, there's a lot of things that like aren't meant for consumption, man. A lot of things that, you know, we're finding out that a lot of American foods now they're putting labels on it. Texas already was doing it, but they got labels that are like, this is not healthy. I know there was a video about some I forgot the place that does these little beads that you can make like bracelets out of. My man bought a radiation a Geiger counter, right? And the shit was like this shit is like radiation and they selling the shit in stores, man. It's bugged out, man. Like the amount of how many ways or tricks they got to try to kill us, right? It's like 1,000 ways to die, but in real life now. You know what I mean? Like they upped the ante. Now it's like 5,000 ways to die. You know what I'm saying? Because they figured out so many loopholes, man. And the slow death is the creepier one because it looks like it's just like you dying, but it's not. It's like withering away. Like those, those CSI or those joints that where, the girl was putting Visine or rat poison in her husband's thing. And he didn't die right away. It was like a slowly, like he used to get sick one week, good one week, sick another week. But then boom, it just, like the collective amount of the fucking poison just kills you. But it is bugged out when I think shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? But then yeah, man, Cobb's daughter, you have to rabbit hole some of these things. I don't believe a lot of shit they tell us, man. Especially when you have, you know what it is, B. When you have that mind of like reasoning, that mind of common sense, that mind of wait, hold on here. I'm gonna think outside this box. Why is this shit like this? Why did a government event with the president have like light security where people were just coming in. Who knows if Shorty had an AK underneath her dress or some shit? Like, yo, weird stuff. But then you get patted down at fucking Walmart or something, right? Or you go to the club and niggas, there's more security at fucking, Dwayne Reed and shit. Yo, and it's all factual. That's another thing. That's why I dig it. You know what I mean? Because that's why I go, yo, what up, y'all? Do y'all know this? Because I don't want to, they say something with allegedly too. Like you can't just say allegedly no more. Like you have to either it's fact or you just don't mention it at all, right? So a lot of times I try not to, chud and this, that, you know what I mean? I try to just keep my lips closed because even that thing is weird. That thing is like almost gonna cause a civil war type shit, right? You allowed a man to walk these streets and actually put him on a platform where he was getting paid for actually for being racist. Like what world are we in, bro? And then reverse it and motherfucker, you get arrested the minute you create your account, man. Get out of here, man. Yeah, and then that I got my Chinese ready on the inside of food ready inside of this and that. Yeah, man. And shout out to Chinese food, man. There's something about Chinese food, man. Pork fried rice, lo mein, General Tso chicken. Give me some wontons. Give me the fried dumplings. Yo, hit me. That fried dumpling sauce. Ooh, wee, nigga. I'll be triple dipping. You hurt? But yeah, man. I spit out my good looking, y'all. Everybody chilling, man. You know what I mean? But it's true, man. Imagine growing up in a world where everything you're finding out is fucking fugazi, man. Everything you thinking that was truth is a lie, or it was fabricated, or none of it happened. You know, a lot of times, a lot of these motherfuckers create history, man. None of that shit happened, man. And then when it's time to really talk on history or facts, they don't want to. JFK, 9/11, right? Like even the bombings, there's certain things that they steal and they have information on because, mind you, the FBI, CIA, a lot of these guys get information or, I guess they call it a rumor, like, oh shit, that's what's gonna happen. Oh, we're gonna throw out the warning, but I don't think so. It's like, damn, bro, like these motherfuckers swear like other people, other places really don't like us, man. You know, and I feel sad, man. Spirit Airlines, who's the next cheap flight, man? What's the next? That is wild because like I went to Florida like two times in the last 2 years, right? Or three. And I used Spirit, right? Like it was just 200 to something, round trip. That's pretty dope. And I thought of it almost like a car, right? Like all I want to do is just have a seat. I don't care about Wi-Fi or none of that shit. It's an hour and something, and I'm gonna get to my destination. You know what I mean? Wow, my man said free Diddy. I'm gonna hit you with it. Free Diddatorious Rex, man. That man gonna come out a dinosaur. You saw how Santa Claus like he got when you don't got the money to buy the dyes and all that shit. That nigga really look like fucking Santa Claus. My nigga Diddy, right? That's another weird creature. Like you figured that's how I know money don't buy happiness, because everybody that got it act like fucking crazy people. Isn't that a fucking common theme with these fucking weirdos? You finally get to the Baggington, and what you do with it? You have weird parties where you slipping and sliding. You motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Praying and doing weird shit, cutting chicken heads off. I don't know, man. I ain't even gonna speculate. But that shit is weird, man. Yeah, man. I'm from America, a part of Blackfoot Indian tribe. Let's go with the Indian tribes. Imagine if everybody does their thing and we realize we all from tribes and shit. We're from the the Tatian, some shit like that. Is a Puerto Rican one, like all Puerto Ricans are. But yeah, man, imagine you do your due diligence and like, oh shit, we really did rob these motherfuckers. He from Diddyville early, man. Takashi was chilling with him too. The other dude, Maduro, that guy that a lot of folk are with Diddy right now. Takashi said it's like an empty jail, just like, a couple of folk in it, and it's just like pretty fucking safe. Thank God, right? That's all you want if you want to do your time. Make sure it's safe. Like that's why I don't understand like other countries when you see their jails, you're like, wait a minute, that's your jail? That shit looks like an apartment complex. Yeah, we're here to rehabilitate, not to fucking make them worse. Of course. Every person in jail, if you don't have your high school diploma, should be getting that, and then work on your, depending on the time you got in there, just might as well get your fucking diplomas on. Read. I would be reading like fucking Allah is great. Talk your stuff, man. What up, gentlemen? Good looking everybody for the thumbs up. Thanks for supporting the kid. I got a great crowd every day. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow I'm gonna go, you know, put my ass somewhere else. We're gonna have a different location. But I'm definitely, once again, I'm gonna take a shower before this motherfucker, because holy, it gets hot. In fact, I'm bringing my ass inside. I didn't roll a L. I just kept it like, look at that. Sirens, man. That is Cuco, man. Just hearing the sirens and shit, like how much activity is in the streets now. You don't know, man. Everybody losing their damn minds, man. We trying to figure things out, but they trying to make it more fucking colluded and more crazy. Isn't that weird though? Like every time, like they never figure out solutions. They create a problem for 10 problems and then have to clean up their shit. It's like, yo, we telling y'all how to do shit, man. Y'all don't want to listen. Fed is way better. That's a fact. Habibi, I know I'm all over, right? Random. We random for real, Habibi. Wallah, nigga, I'm everywhere, cuz and that just like that's a mixture of the weed I smoke in the mornings. I suggest you don't. And just like, my brain is always like my brain when I was in my 20s used to be so active I couldn't sleep. Like it was always thinking of things like how to make money, how to, stay with the job, how to fucking, you know what I mean? Like you're constantly my son and this, that, homeless. Yo, your brain is like constant, bro. And I couldn't shut it off. And I realized like it took time to develop this it's almost like not giving a fuck. I think it's like not giving a fuck itis. It's like you just get to this point in like 30 and you're like, I'm doing the best I can. I'm putting in work. I'm working 2 jobs. I'm doing all this shit. And I was still getting to the same place, right? And money wasn't money no more. So, you get to that point, but I kept pushing through. You know what I mean? I kept hospital working and doing things, got COVID, almost died, and all type of shit. You know what I mean? And that's a wild story. I know I said it in previous my videos, but I was a behavioral specialist. I get COVID. It knocks me out for a month. I come back and they got X's on doors. Doctors are dead. A lot of my staff is gone. It's like, what happened? Yeah, people died. I'm like, oh shit. And you're like, fuck, bro. And then I'm trying to tell my boss, I'm like, boss, please, we gotta have like a separation because behavioral specialists meant I had to interact with them, like literally hold their hands to, it was brain injury. So they didn't know when it was time for medication, I had to line them up. So the nurse does her and $8 doing his shit. You know what I'm saying? So I would get these motherfuckers in line. Hey, yo, come on, Papa. Just stay right there. Me with my energy. Yo, come on, man. Why you gonna make my job hard, little nigga? So I would have my way of talking to them that the doctors and people loved. Hence the reason why, I stayed there for a while. But long story short, I got sick again. And then this was in the stage of they didn't know what the fuck was going on. So my boss started thinking I was just playing around and shit. And I'm like, yo, it hits you. Like it takes your energy. I couldn't get it out the fucking bed. I couldn't taste. I couldn't smell. I got skinny, like crackhead skinny. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? And to anybody that wants to lose weight, man, just go get the flu for a couple of weeks. You'll be good. Good looking, and we tried, you know what I mean? But it's wild, man. Like how, like, and now this second wave of whatever thing is happening, right? Whatever virus now, it's like, yo, I lived 30 years, almost 40 years, right? Where the most was a fucking flu. The most you could get in these streets was a flu, or if you put your pee pee and your, toto everywhere, you got the STD, right? But those were the most, man. Now you can't even scratch your colito, man. You might fucking get a virus. Yo, man. I'm afraid to go to the bathrooms and sit. Like sometimes I like those bathrooms that have that little paper that you put over the seat. Yeah, my cheeks ain't touching this fucking seat, nigga. I don't get herpes of the butt cheeks and shit. Deuces, nigga. Not this Boricua. Nigga try to give you syphilis of the butt cheek. One butt cheek got fucking a virus. Holeless L, nigga. Clean your bathroom. But yeah, man. Viruses and all that shit, they form, like, people don't know distilled water, like swampy water, or like your neighbor that has like a fucking a mini pool that still has flies and shit. That shit could create some fucking monster, man. People don't understand being dirty, grimy, things like taking, like it causes, that's why you can't eat leftovers after a certain time, and you can't eat moldy shit. And we already brought up that shit molds mad quickly. You know what I mean? Buy a pack of strawberries, the shit is already green and man and furry already. Like what? Yo, co-host again dropping bombs. So if you guys don't know, there's a new epidemic and it's not virus related, it's tick related. And if you don't know what a tick does, I remember when I was younger, yo, Warren, that's a fire little yo, when I was younger, man, they used to always warn you about tall grass and ticks, right? And I think a tick could give you some, I don't know what it gives you, but it fucks you up, right? Go figure, ticks are all over now, man. And go figure, a lot of places have grassy, right? Very forest, thank God some places in America are still forestry. But I feel like these motherfuckers are really trying to get us out of here, man. Quicker the sooner, right? And that bugs me out because then it's like, who's gonna work to do things? But I guess they accumulated enough money where they could just go somewhere else and start from scratch. It's almost like they want to just like, all right, even though America's a good piece of fucking land, let's not mess this up, y'all. Not us, but you know what I mean? Like America's a good, other places got desert, fucked up water. Thank God America still got lakes. We still got fucking Lyme disease. Good looking, NAD. Always on point, man. Good looking at everybody for the 14 ball. I think we hit the 15. Sometimes I see boom, and then somebody take it back. Why are you taking your like back? But word, man. Motherfuckers gonna be eating a burger and see ticks in it. I'm gonna be crying. It's like how much shit like they resurrecting fucking old ass diseases and shit. They trying to bring back shingles on niggas. Now that I get older, shingles is everywhere, right? Holy man. I had a tick on my head, bro. I got braids. Went in the mountains, man. I had ticks on my scalp, man. Yeah, one. Cuidado, compadre. Five more good looking nene. Yo, cuidado, compadre, for real. And a lot of people don't understand when you go camping and you go to these places, and a lot of guys nowadays have hair, right? That's why I be like, yo, I'm cutting my shit down, boy. I know I could grow. I know I could grow my hair. But yeah, man. Shit getting in your beard. You know what I mean? You wake up and you got a fucking nest in there and shit. You gotta remember there used to be this show. It was about like parasitic shit, like people going on vacation, and my man was like, "Yo, I just ate a fucking sandwich and now I got worms in my fucking butt," and I'm like, "Yo, that show used to be so informative because it taught you, a, stop thinking you could go travel anywhere. That's why when you go to Africa, I think they give you a bunch of shots, and B." There's things that the one that's in the water that if you go in the water and try to pee, it shoots into your pee hole, and now and then it has like spikes on it, so you can't even pull the bitch out. It just rips your Johnson Swanson, man. I'm like, holy, woo! Imagine government start dropping them bitches in pools. Bloop 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 bloop. Oh man, how in 5 years my dog never had a tick. Now since moving, I found two on her. You see? Weird. And it is weird. It is weird because they supposedly have these things that are like a collar you could put on your dog, and it used to do its job. But these new advanced fucking creatures they producing are really gonna kill us, man. You get a magnified glass and you look at a tick, and the nigga got fucking a bulletproof vest on and shit. One of them army hats. You like these niggas is advanced, man. They trying to get me out of here. Deuces. But yeah, man, I ain't like I said, when you take this world serious enough to not play chances, like I'm not, this ain't the roulette table. I'm not. Once I go to a bathroom and it looks like fucking Texas Chainsaw cuts his people's legs in there, I'm out of there. I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna take a piss around the corner, man. You know what I'm saying? God willing, if I have to take a numero dos outside. But yo, man, you could see, right? We could see. Like certain lakes look crazy. Like, yo, that's not supposed to be forming in that corner. What is that googly shit? Look like oil mixed with a creature, a swamp thing. So yeah, man, and it's fucked up because once again, America is amazing. The land, the coolness. What up, King? How you, man? Um, Like when you think about how advanced we're supposed to be right now, like the fact that every state or little city or place you go to, the way they set up the roads is it doesn't add up. The way they separate, you know what they should do? They should have districts. Like this district is for working, so everybody could take a van there. This district is for eating, and this district is your sleeping district. They should separate it like that. But no, man, I gotta drive 15 minutes to Walgreens. If I want to go to Walmart, it's all the way on the other end. And then I want to eat, and it's fucking 2 miles over there, man. So I'm gonna have to settle in and eat what's right here. But what's up, everybody? What's poppin'? We hit the 15 ball, man. What's poppin', everybody? Yo, good looking, y'all. Ooh, thank you, Nene. I'm gonna have to check this little creature right here. Mama, God forbid you bring a tick here. I choked the shit. Now let me stop. Let's see my mama. Meow, 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 meow. Come on, baby. Meow, meow. See, she likes to play with me. Meow, meow. Get over here. Meow, meow. Meow. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. But yeah, man, you ain't lying, NA. If anybody has dogs or cats, make sure you check them for ticks or any other fucking monster that's growing on them, man. It's a bugged out earth we in, man. I'm gonna just marinate right here. Facts, Habibi. When President Nixon opened foreign trade back to Jews were all over in the USA. That's a fact, man. It's almost like first come, first serve type thing, right? And they had the chance to, because another thing people don't understand is the stock market. A lot of people were like, "Oh, how come you weren't educated?" Nigga, we couldn't get into the stock market unless you was like, in Wall Street or dealing with other shit. I don't know what they trying to fool you with, but they just now let motherfuckers like pretend that we in the stock market. We own 0.0009% of fucking Disney or some weird shit. You own a million shares of Nike, but that's really 0.1%. You know what I mean? Like, it's just wild, man. They figured out every way to take our money. And then what they do is go figure Disney, Nike, all these things were so good for so many years. And now that you put your money in, it starts tanking. Make it make sense. They are rug pulling. They are insider trading us. They doing a lot of nonsense on us, man. Yo, and then that crypto shit, I saw a mile away, man. Biggest Ponzi scheme ever. What do you mean, Zay Ponzi? Okay, in order for it to have worked, you needed more newcomers, or what I like to call them, fish. So you need more fish to put money in so the older people get their money and it look like it's real, right? So you could do this for so long, but when you don't have too many fish, now what? Now you got a rug pull. Now you got to tell everybody, don't sell, don't worry, everything is good. And then blang, you look in your shit and you got zero. But yeah, man, that whole crypto thing, man. And how do you create like this is another thing I don't understand. People are so into like, yes, Zay, Bitcoin's going to be the world. And I'm like, how? Supposedly there's a certain amount of Bitcoin. Supposedly you got people that it's locked into they hard drive like they forgot the keys. Some Bitcoin is just lost, gone, right? So, and then each Bitcoin costs 30, 40 racks. So how the fuck that makes sense? So what? My one Bitcoin, you gonna make it where bread is $1,000? Make it make sense. It don't make any sense. Yeah, look, every time you get your cash app, put some change and yo, people don't understand that. Yo, even if you put 5 cents or 25 cents every day, right? And 20 million people are doing the same shit, and you just thinking it's 25 cents. That's a lot of money, people. Somebody's caking off on, and that's every day. And that's only a quarter. That's why I love there was a group of scammers or hackers in 2000 and something or 99 something, right? 1999. They were funneling 5 to 10 cents out of each chase or um at the time I think it was like whatever bank was around, but they were just taking little bit, but out of but millions of people. So each day they were getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, but all they were doing was 10, 20 cents. And to the average person, he's not going to recognize that missing from his account. But if you catching a lot of folk, that's a lot of bread. And that's, I think that's what the government does, man. They got a lot of us bought into certain things and they know like, think about Netflix, how much a month they make. They charging $20 for a subscription and you got maybe 20, 30, 40, 100 million people buying into that. Where the fuck is this money going? So you can make goofy movies that fail? Nah. Put some of that money back into the streets, man. Put some of that money, start investing in us, man. That's another thing I don't like that people do lately. They don't invest in people no more. The other day in California, San Francisco, they had humanoid robots walking with people. They trying to make it normal that you walking next to a fucking robot now. They already made it normal in some places where you got the vehicle that it's on four wheels and it delivers food. They made that shit normal. You gonna start seeing the Domino's drone delivering pizzas to people normal. Yeah, it's gonna get crazy, man. But I can't wait to see people hack that shit and then just make the delivery go to their crib. Boop, hack it. Doot, 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 doot. Yep, there we go. Free food. Doot, 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 boop, boop, boop. Where's the market for that? I know Habibi Wallah, right? Next thing you know, you're robbed. That's a fact, man. Facts. It's a Ponzi scheme, fraudulent, just swapping money and stealing from investors. Then they did. That's well explained. That exactly. It's exactly what you just said. It's funneling money, fraudulent. You know what I mean? Swapping money for other money, right? That's exactly what Madoff did. Madoff was the first meme coin. Madoff. If you don't know, there was this guy in New York who had a lot of people put their retirement and a lot of their money, like, yo, put it here and it's gonna, will make it turn into money. And a couple of his followers was making money. But once he started slowing down with investors and being able to swap money, like, she said, yo, it was time to, take him to the cleaners. His son committed suicide. That's how bad it got. Like motherfuckers is like, oh, the scheme is up. I'm out of here. See you later. Game over. And Adolf was great, smart fool. A lot rich old people. Yeah, man. He was though. I'm not gonna lie, but it was a scam. It was a like that's like people need to know what a Ponzi scheme truly is. It's a system based upon um like money being funneled or being utilized by the more people you got coming in. It's not like, he'd invested your money and he tripled it. So we're bringing he's outsourcing, right? Bringing other money in from other. No, he's using the next full money. Boom. All right, yo, boom. And that will never, it can't survive because you need a lot of fucking people to make that system run. They did that shit in a lot of these Spaniard countries too, like have folks put their retirement and hard earned. And then you know what I don't like that the government does too? It's like when you invest and put your money into these Ponzi schemes, there's nobody you could call to get your money back. Like it's almost like, oh, you knew it was a risk. No, nigga, that's not a risk. That's a scam. I knew it was a risk. I'll take a risk, but I won't take a scam. You understand me? So that's where I think people are getting upset, or like I think we pulled away from NFTs and all that other nonsense because we're like, yo, some people were paying in the hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars for NFT, a NFT, non-fundable token. That shit was just a picture that supposedly only you owned, but just like in life, if you put that picture as your fucking like, your Instagram picture or whatever, somebody could just take it and now it's not yours. So NFTs was another crazy scam. You know what I mean? The risk of being scammed is hilarious. Wallah Habibi. Right? Niggas like, yo, son, I got this joint right now. Give me $500 and I'm gonna give you two chicken wings every month. Two chicken wings every month. You guarantee, nigga. Just give me the 500 though. Some of these joints are just so dumb, right? Like, and then like, so you wanted your token or your coin to have some real life realities like connection, right? Like it had a fundamental, like it was real. That's why Tether, Ethereum, and Sonata still are, and Bitcoin are still influent because they have some type of like real, whatever. I don't even know. That's why I don't talk about this shit. Fucking all I'm gonna say is it's a scam and run away, my niggas. That's the insensitive word. Yeah, one people in Kensington swapping for doughy. Then they did. Ooh, ooey. Imagine that. Yo, son, I got 50 bitcoins. Give me some. Yo, and that's another thing. Like I say, chemistry and figuring out things. They figured out how to make you the yearn for it, because drugs were around forever, but the yearning for it, like they knew they caught something with crack, meaning crack was like you kept coming back. I need more. I need more to catch that little 5 second high, right? And they just figured out the formula on it and just was like, here. But yeah, man, these motherfuckers are fooled out there, man. And it's sad because like I can't call it either. Like if you wanna do a drug that makes you get away from the shitty earth, do what you want. But then again, if the shit is making you scratch your leg off, I think it's time to like, look into a program, my GZ. No EBT card for the Yo, but isn't that weird? I bet money, every one of us has a friend or a family member that try to tell them that they had some investment shit going on, that all you need to do is just give me 100, 1,000 and I got you. Don't worry, right? And it's kind of getting scary that like, and it's like both, meaning like your family doesn't know truly that they're in a scam, so that's like the gullible version, or they do know and they're willing to fucking scumbag their own family, right? So it's bugged out, man. Be careful out there. A lot of folk are just hitting folk with like weird ways of just getting your money, and they figured out other shit like some guy had a video. How quick is it for somebody to take like just your credit card being um you know being out? How quick can somebody like scan it and take information? And it was very quickly. Like niggas could do a butt bump to you and tap your phone and shit. And I don't know how they doing it, but motherfuckers figured out ways that is very easy just to take your money out your account. That's so foolish though. Like with all these security, they tell you to have a password, all this nonsense, but some motherfucker can still with with your name and basic information, ruin your shit. It's like, stop it already. Hurry up and tie shit to either your fingerprint or I don't know, man. You know what I mean? But stop thinking that, you know, and then they know, they're like, oh shit, you used your credit card in fucking in California. You're like, yo, I live in New York. How the fuck? What? I took a time machine, nigga. There was a portal, goofy o. So hurry up and drop this case. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it be too much though. Like common sense. That's not me shopping at Walmart 50,000 miles away from me. Oh, my family did that when I had my limousine company. Always the ones from down south scheming. Yeah, isn't that wild? Down south is like I felt like they wanted to get to the bag like us, but I'm not disrespecting, but like there's a lot of people don't uphold education like we do, let's just say. So a lot of times I always used to say you could go somewhere and a guy with that can't talk, that can't has his own construction company and he's making money, right? But in somewhere else you have to have papers, education, all this shit, right? But I always said that like, a lot of folks are making money and they're not even there yet in the mind, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad either. But yeah, man, for some reason the South always got to the bag by doing something, you know, unethical, let's just say. Always trying to scam, always trying to, skimp you out of your money, sell you a box of cookies with no cookies in it, a radio with no radio in it. You know what I mean? So many jabronis. That's a fact. But yo, I did 125. It's 12:07. I'm feeling my tiredness. I'm feeling weak. I see y'all tomorrow. You already know, same place, same time. We definitely gonna do outdoor shit more, and I'm gonna be more prepared. And maybe we'll do like a little exercise joint. But yo, everybody, you guys have a great day. Stay blessed. Antennas up, like I always say, and always be safe. It's $8, random. Peace, everybody. You know how we give it up. We had a great conversation today. Almost hit that 20 ball. You know what I mean? Later. I was gonna say than AD. Later than AD. Missed you, Darius. Habibi, Wallah. Have a great one. Thanks for becoming a regular, Habibi. Um, you fit well. You know what I'm saying? But that's a fact. They senses are definitely not common. But yo, you stay Gucci too, pa. Salute, yo, Black, yo, B, Nene, Christy, Frank, Juan, all my supporters, everybody, man. Good looking. Have a great day. Later, sweetheart to all the ladies, man. Christy, Nene. Who else was up in here? We had a cool little room, man. We always do, though. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody. You guys have a great day. It's $8, random. I'm out of here. We inside, we outside, we everywhere. You know what the fuck going on? Yo, you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Stay safe. They trying to really get us out of here, man. Stay safe. I don't like it. Be careful. Watch your dogs and your cats for ticks. And yeah, be careful, man. I don't like how they doing us, man. Y'all be safe and I can't wait to start the revolution. We outside, baby. Later, y'all. Be safe. It's $8, man. Thank you, everybody. Love you guys. Have a great day, man. Thank you, guys. For real, for real. Peace.